Another week like this for sure. You can tell that even the side-by-side stopped. They went through these first couple piles and then stopped and turned around.
Let's walk back there a couple hundred yards.
Solid snow. Oh, I'm sorry. The hell?
That looks like a bighorn sheep.
Elk? Sheep?
Oh, it could be an elk.
I don't know what that is though. That looks like a big paw. But I don't know what that is. It could be a double step. I think it's elk. Here's some more.
Yep, that looks real elkish. We were told that the elk are up here. Yeah, even though we can't drive anymore because of the snow and mud, we can come and see if Bigfoot's crossed any of these snow or mud patches. Yeah, welcome to Jarbage. It's been an awesome Bigfoot expedition.
There's a bunch of elk.
Yeah.
I think it's...
You're talking the one that looks like a footprint back there, Derek?
Yeah.
That one, right. I see what he's talking about.
Even looks
from
like it's
10
got
feet away.
frickin' toes. Look. Off to the side of it. I'm sorry, but that looks more like a barefoot print to me. Not a bear print. Barefoot print.
Yeah, I see the toes.
Yeah, another week and we would be in.
I want to get a measurement on that. Oh, it smells so good up here. This fallen tree just smells so good. Look, it fell perfectly across the road, uphill.
This is where all the side-by-sides would turn around.
This is where everybody's turned around.
Yeah.
Nobody's attempted this part.
Look at that. And that.
Oh.
Wow. That is a perfect... I don't know what that is. What is it, a mountain lion?
Looks
or
like
a
a lion.
bobcat?
Looks like a lion. Well,
The size of it.
I'm seeing claws. Especially on that one. It really stabs into the snow.
It's big. They don't have wolves here.
What?
I wouldn't rule it out.
Right across the border from Idaho?
Oh, they do have wolves.
Yes.
Never
Wolves
mind.
have already made it down to the Grand Canyon, and this is much closer to Yellowstone.
This is wolves. There's lots of them. Look at them all over.
Yeah, it's like a pack of wolves come through here, if you guys can't tell. And there's the elk up here, too. Look at the size of this one right here. That's a moose.
That's a moose.
Cool. This is a great spot to look for a Bigfoot crossing. I mean, every animal, we just confirmed that there's wolves here.
Oh my gosh. Look how big that paw is.
Yeah, it's 5
It's
inches.
as big as my hand.
It's at least 5 inches wide.
That's a big one. Oh, and they ran up here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 trails up into there. This one, this one, this one, and this one. 4 of them.
We always seem to follow the snow line in our Bigfooting ventures. But the elk follow the snow line. I think the Bigfoot follows the snow line too.
Oh my God.
Yeah, there's a big old moose that's been through here. just recently. Look at the size of that.
It's huge.
Yeah, he's double the size of the elk. At least
Look
his
at
tracks
from
are.
Step to step.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, and this looks like it was made today.
Yeah, he just went right up there. He's a big one.
And we might have a moose around. This is the reason why we walked up here. So we knew we were going to be able to see
Yeah, you're not driving through this.
a percentage of the animals that are here.
How are you going to drive through this?
There's footprints here. I think.
They're one right in front of the other. But there's nothing definitive. They could be people that have melted out, but they're huge.
Got some scat.
What kind?
Probably wolf.
That's fresh. Wonder if they're tracking these elk or the moose.
Or the back door for the scent of human.
Check this. Check out the size of this moose that walked here, Derek. I mean, his tracks anyway.
God damn.
He's twice the size of any of the elk we've been seeing.
That's huge.
And look, he's sinking in deep. And then there's this biped trackway.
A pair of them side by side.
You know, I'm having a hard time with these people footprints. Want to know why? There's not people footprints going that way where you can't get. They're coming down the way.
Oh my gosh, I didn't think about that.
That's
Both sets are going down.
That's my only issue of us calling them people, is there's nothing here showing that they walked that direction, and the only way for them to come back this way is to go this way. Look at all the tracks we're leaving coming in.
I didn't think about that.
That's a good argument for they're not people. I mean, look at the size of this one here. And this one, it looks like toes had melted out of this one. I mean, look at this one next to me. There's my 12-inch footprint next to that one. And then there's a smaller one that's walking next to it. So you're talking a 14 here and a 17 here. These are both 14s and 17s without throwing a tape on them.
That one's really good on the end.
And they're almost twice as wide as our footprints. Yeah. Maybe we got 2 of the 3 Bigfoot that ran those guys out of camp.
I don't know.
We should have mace on us. Especially if the pack of wolves around. We should have mace on us.
There's some cat scat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's also mountain lion up here.
Yeah, that's either mountain lion or bobcat.
Walked right through this too, didn't it?
Yeah. And the other one's actually quite a bit lighter. It actually followed right here to the side of this big old moose, but it didn't anywhere near depress the same, so it's a smaller individual.
Well, look, everything's soft right now. I mean, it's the height of the warmth of the day. It's almost 90 degrees, and look, I'll step in right there.
Pretty deep.
Here, I'm gonna get closer to the footprint. Oh, I ruined
Took
it.
out the footprint.
Oh, and I
It's
stepped in
pretty
that one.
soft, so.
There's been like 100 of them. This is why I love walking through these snow drifts. What's funny, this is how skeptical we are. Even though we're up to a place where that's named Tsawhawbitts, Tsawhawbitts, cannibal giants, has a long history, even back with the ancient Native Americans, of Bigfoot sightings here. A Bigfoot sighting 20 months ago. We come up here and we're like, oh yeah, that's a wolf, that's a moose, that's an elk, that's a deer. We find something that looks like Bigfoot and we're trying to blame it on people. Even though we'll sit and identify everything when it comes to Bigfoot, we still want to say that's a person. And the odd thing is there's no tracks coming this direction. You can't drive in from that direction and walk that way. You're gonna have to walk from that direction this way and go back, and we're only seeing the footprints going that direction. Two sets.
It is a good point.
One's 17, one's 14.
It's a hell of a good point.
And the 14-inch one, the one that you just found in the mud down there that's close enough to the vehicle when we go back, we're gonna get the tape and measure that because the toes are real definitive in that.
And saw toes.
And we were
on a bare footprint toes.
see, and we were still trying to blow it off until we found more footprints.
I didn't blow it off.
Well,
I knew exactly what I suspected it was the moment I saw it.
well, that one has better toes than any of these ones
Well,
we're
yeah.
finding in the snow.
I agree with you, Ronnie.
That's where that moose took off that we've been tracking.
Freshwater spring runoff right there.
They're not having to come down to the river if they don't want to. And that's going to be cleaner. There isn't going to be no beaver stuff in that. Higher we climb, just more and more snow. Yeah, and I mispronounced that earlier. Tsawhawbitts.
Tasa.
I fixed you.
There's not two. Tasa. T-S-A-W.
I think all three of us are going to pronounce it different. Jenny's Tsawhawbitts.
No. Tasa. Tsawhawbitts.
I'm going to say Tsawhawbitts.
So he's going for broke. There's no more footprints.
Yeah,
It went up the,
I think it followed the elk.
it came out of the,
Or not the elk, the moose.
it followed that little stream out. And what's on the other side of this mountain and straight down
It's us.
is us. We're right on the other side of this mountain.
Yeah, we're camping just over this mountain peak on the other side. Hey, that makes sense for the stuff that was happening on the other side of the river.
It is. Fresh deer. That's what it looks like.
Yep, looks like deer to me too. But if it's a Bigfoot footprint, we're like, it's probably people.
Through there.
There's some up there.
Bigfoot?
I don't know, but they're big. Zoom in on them.
Walk in here. This is really soft.
See those impressions up there?
Yeah.
Just zoom in on them and see what they are. Might be moose, but they look big from here.
Let me get to where it's clear.
I'm sunblind. I can't see in that little.
Yeah, there's a lot of activity on that. I can't tell if there's anything Bigfoot from here, even zooming in. I'm seeing plenty of game evidence up here.
Nice bedding spot. Something's been eating pine nuts here. They're cracked open.
Oh, this is where I would be if I wanted a dry place to sleep.
Oh, look how creepy. One old shoe. That's old.
Odd.
It's made with nails. That's how old it is.
Okay, just a minute. I want a picture of that. We found this old shoe back in here, Bigfooting. We found some Bigfoot tracks, and they disappeared off the trail, so we've gone off trail searching for them, and we found a lone shoe. Looks like a size 5 or something.
It's tiny.
But Jenny's pointing out that the shoe's been nailed together at some point in time.
Yeah, these are all nails. This is an old shoe. Look at all the nails coming up through.
This Tsawhawbitts or garbage. The settlement was started because they struck gold over 100 years here ago. And then we should find little Native America evidence, because the Native Americans state that they avoided the area because of the cannibal giants.
I think somebody a long time ago was using this as a campground. Look, there's an old can in there.
It may have been an old
Campsite?
An old miner's campsite, because that shoe's definitely older than my grandparents.
Yeah.
You know, I don't remember my grandparents ever saying that their shoes were nailed together. I'll bet you we're in an old miner's campsite.
Ooh.
That was a small shoe, like a woman's or a child's shoe, though. A very, very small man.
This is a cat trail that goes right through here. There's some scratches, and then we found the poo right over there. This is where a mountain lion hangs out.
What'd you find?
It's an old pan. You know how you pan for gold?
Oh, really?
It's an old pan.
Alright.
The bottom's wore through. The bottom wore through, but the side is still here.
Yeah, we need to leave everything here that we find. This is considered an archaeological site.
It's an old pan where you pan for gold. I bet you he was panning in this stream right here.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And there's some more cans.
There's an
right
old
there.
can.
A couple of old bean cans.
Makes you wonder how long he camped here. He camped here long enough to abandon a shoe.
Oh, here's a big top.
Didn't that shoe remind you of a woman's shoe?
No.
It didn't? Okay.
Women's shoes back then were pointy toed.
Oh, I see. Well, it's a small person's shoe.
Yeah, people were smaller back then. Oh, look at right there, nailed at the tree. This probably was his lantern. Where his... right here where he had his lantern set up. That's cool, huh?
Yeah, let me get it in the frame.
Are you filming?
Uh-huh. An old what?
A wash basin. You know those big tubs where they wash their
Yeah.
clothes?
It looks like probably back when they just made them a still.
Yep. And here's a food can. Oh look, they had to actually open them with those, you know. They didn't have openers. The can openers that are square. I mean triangle.
Mm-hmm.
This is so neat.
Yeah.
So we found his wash basin, 2 of his soup cans,
Probably his lantern holder.
his lantern holder. This is probably where he had his,
That's probably actually where he put his tent. Or his shelter.
yep, and a shoe. Let's hope we don't find skeleton. Oh, there's another can. Oh, look at the can. There's another can here, another can here. He must have just had a cache of cans and they just got uncovered slowly.
If there was no sanitation, you just chucked your junk back then.
Oh, it looks like Derek found something.
Alright, let's go see what Derek's got going on.
Where'd Kevin go?
I don't know.
He would have liked to see all this stuff that we just found.
He definitely checked out the shoe for about 10 minutes after we did.
Oh, look at that. There's more.
Oh, there's more of this Manor's equipment. Even though it looks like trash, it's so old that I consider it a historical site.
Yeah, it's neat.
To me, it's neat.
There's a whole bunch. There's more cans right there. There's probably more neat stuff underneath the snow.
Huh, that's a different shaped can.
I'm gonna flip it on its end. Meat, maybe? I don't know.
I have no idea what it is. There's
Oh,
a
that one actually has
larger can with some paint on it. Check it out, there's more artifacts.
Did you see the pan? Yeah, there was a pan.
Yeah, a gold miner's pan.
Gold miner's pan. There was a big wash basin where he was washing his clothes. There was a little thing tacked on the tree where he had his lantern.
Yeah, his lantern holder's right behind you on that tree right there, Caleb, the big tree. Uh-huh. See anything Bigfoot up there, Caleb?
A bunch of different mushrooms.
Oh, mushrooms growing next to the snow. That's crazy. Did you take pictures with your camera? Oh, Derek wants us.
He's found something.
We're coming. We saw something rusty and got interested. Did you ever find? Did you see any footprints of where it might have left the road area?
Got some more scrap. More smaller, like the bobcat right there. This is where that moose came out and went. And there is old whiskey bottles.
Yeah, we found an old miner's camp over there, Derek.
That's cool.
We even found his we even found his old rusted out pan.
That's awesome. That's a piece.
Yeah, I just filmed it.
As for abundance,
Yeah, Caleb says he was finding mushrooms.
big mushrooms, and not just big, but you got all sorts of them.
Different types.
That's of course different on all of them.
Here's another one.
And right here, I mean, the shit's distinctly stuffed up in the tree. I found a nest.
Oh, yeah.
All relocated.
Yeah, it's a small one, but the juveniles will sometimes make the small ones. Look, and there's a bedding spot right here of pine boughs right here.
Well, yeah, well, and these are trees up here. Those are trees right there. This was caused by the tree coming down.
That's definitely a typical type structure.
Yeah, there's mushrooms up there too.
Just see the size of those ones right there. They're this big around.
Yeah.
Can't keep the pan?
No.
It's so old we consider it an archaeological site.
There was a shoe
It's historical.
with nails in it.
Yeah, a shoe that was put together with nails.
Still with nails.
Like, no, it was actually
Like the
tacked
soles.
together with nails.
Oh.
You know, it was a...
My grandparents never talked about their nailed together shoes, so that's an old shoe,
Well,
man.
like Little House on the Prairie there. Put
Yeah.
nails
They'd
in
use
it.
little like tacks, little tiny
Yeah.
nails.
Little tacks to hold everything together. He had his wash basin, his food cans, where he hung, like a little thing hung up in the tree where he can put his candles or his lanterns.
I walked all the way back up around in here and then back down here. I didn't see anything of where it would have moved through. And it's soft enough. It might be spongy enough that it doesn't hold the shape, but it's soft enough it would have. But yeah, you wouldn't have thought that this tree would have been a widowmaker. You see where it broke off right there, the tree.
Ooh.
I mean, it still was green when it went down.
We found a pathway where mountain lion uses it quite a bit. Tracks and scratches and scat.
There was a little bit more scat down here, but it's so really weird looking tree.
Which one? It's all twisted and stuff?
I mean, it's not a lot, but they're relocated.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Maybe before this tree came crashing down, it was more significant. All through here.
It's a good possibility.
Because there's,
Stuff laying down all over around it.
yeah, there's a whole bunch.
It's not far off the road. Yeah, look at these. Yeah.
Oh. Oh my gosh. They're gargantuan. They're just yummy. I wish I knew more about mushrooms.
Yeah, it'd be nice to pick the ones you know that you can eat.
The black one.
Mushroom.
I'm gonna trick out or something. Got weird yellow stuff on the inside. Soft. I guess I shouldn't rub my eyes now, huh?
Yep, there's the other one coming up right back in there, huh?
Yeah.
Is that another variety?
Yeah.
That you're messing with it,
I don't know if these are mushrooms or these. These are all black. I think they are. They're black and upside down. I don't know how many bills are.
Green spore. I don't want to touch that one. Right here, you can see their little hooves.
Walked right through the snow.
Just walked right through there and up there.
There you go.
Probably came down to get a drink.
These ones are different.
Yes, they are. There's two different types of mushrooms growing right side by side here.
Well, hell, there's a lot more than that.
Yeah, we've probably seen a dozen varieties of mushrooms.
The big white ones are all over up here. Right there.
What kind of a
I
den?
don't know. Badger. Right there.
Look at these.
Oh, I see it. I don't know if the camera can pick it up in the shadows. Right there.
This has recently come down. This is a
Badger den.
little teeny tiny little pine cones look when they're first coming. At least a little small variety of them. They've got the little berries. Like little berries.
They're cute.
And when they mature, now mind you this is a broke one, but when they mature they're looking like that. That's obviously last year's dead that never fell.
Smells good.
But that
And look,
tree's gone down.
we're standing on top of moss. Great stuff to pad your shelter with and insulate it. If you're having to survive and you build yourself a shelter, that's what you want to use for your chinking. And put that down as your bedding and lay some pine boughs on top
That's
of
the
that.
word I was looking for.
These pine
That's
cones
what
are-
that's in your
Look how
in
cute
your
these pine
cabins.
cones.
That's chinking that they put between all the logs. That's what it's called.
Uh-huh.
Look how cute the pine cones are.
Yeah, Derek was showing off one just a second ago.
Oh. They're tiny.
You've definitely lost sight of wherever you.
The flower?
And then the other different kind looks like. A whole slew of them right there.
God, I wish I knew which ones you could eat. That would be so much fun to sit and munch on the ones you can. If we find a morel, I know what those look like. One mushroom out of them all. I'm pretty sure I know what the death heads look like.
What do those look like?
They're white bulb shaped mushrooms.
I think this is the same mushroom as what's over there. It's just not, it's just a younger mushroom. But whether or not your stalk is hollow,
Yeah, the morel that you can eat has a hollow.
and it's not.
And it's even hollow up into the head of the mushroom, where a false morel is solid. And the false morel will make you sick,
What kind of
and
little den was that, Jen?
There's a false one.
Like a little badger
Yeah.
or something?
Yeah.
you can't eat the false one, and you get sick and can
Doesn't it look yummy?
even die.
I think it looks yummy. All
Let's
that
see what
white,
it smells like.
white meat.
It smells good. Unless you know you don't eat those
I
buggers.
know. You just die.
Die or hallucinate.
Well, I wouldn't mind that, but I don't want you to die. Or...
Not a big truck. You're looking at 12 inches. It's a small truck. 5.5, 5.25. About a 4-inch hill.
You point out the toes.
But the big thing that, and you need to really get down here to look at this.
It's zoomed in, dude. It's in the.
See the rub? you could see individual toes where they had rubbed up into the mud. That's what's impressive about this print, is that, I mean, it's just pretty distinct. It's a smaller one, obviously, juvenile.
But we just found a 17 and a 14 in the snow. And the guys that got harassed by the Bigfoot 20 months ago said it was three of them. So there's 3 footprints that we just found all together. 2 in the snow, 1 in the mud. And this little one wasn't in the mud. Some big ones in the mud. 14, 17. So
There's a mud.
not saying...
This one's the mud, the other ones are in the snow,
Yeah,
right?
the small one's in the mud, the big one's in the snow. But not saying they're the ones that harass those guys. Not even saying they're Bigfoot, but there's three coincidences that just lined up for us.
And we're at 8,000, 9,000 feet. And walking around barefoot? I don't think so.
Jenny found this last night. It's about 12.5 inches long footprint, and it's about 6.5 inches wide at the widest point. It has a great mid-tarsal area, and then she put her footprint next to it for comparison last night, you know, and you know, it's not one of these giant footprints that you want to cast, but because it's in a level place, we're going to attempt to cast it today. And the reason is because on this mountainside across the way at the top, we found 17-inch footprints today in the snow and 14 inches in the snow. And then we found one with about a 12.5-inch dimension, just like this one, up in the mud up there with really great toes. And it was full of water, and not as level as this one to cast. But we're gonna cast this one after finding those. The people that were ran out of camp about 20 months ago that were deer hunting, they claimed it was by 3 Bigfoot. So if these are all indeed Bigfoot footprints, the trackway in the snow of the 17 and 14, and then this 12.5, that's 3 individuals right there. Not saying that these are Bigfoot footprints, but it's very compelling, especially because a Bigfoot sighting happened so recently here. And then, like I said before, the place is known as Tsawhawbitts. It's even, you know, the Garbage area, and that's Cannibal giants. So we're gonna attempt to cast this. Brought a casting kit up here. We're gonna attempt to cast this bugger. I'm gonna overfill it. You can use dental cast or art plaster. I'm using some art plaster. I've used both and they both work similarly. Yeah, you mix it up, get it mixed real good, and just before it starts to set up, you want to start getting it poured. What I liked most about this footprint was the mid-tarsal, even though the toes aren't showing up as well as they did in the one in the mud across the mountain. I mean, that one would have been ideal to cast if it wasn't in water and on a slope. This is level, the toes aren't as great, the mid-tarsal's there, and hey, we want to bring back a souvenir after finding all these trackways up here. After 3 days here, we'd kind of given up hope, and then bam, you know, all within 24 hours we find all these footprints. So I'm gonna dump casting material in here. It sets up in about 20-30 minutes. This art plaster sets up really fast. And you're supposed to overfill these, by the way. So we casted the footprint that Jenny found last night. Haven't had really any rain or strong wind or anything, so it's still just about the same as she found it last night. So we're just gonna let that dry, and hopefully it survives. We can pull it up and take it home with us. We got lucky, and whatever it was stepped in some soft soil for us and left us a great impression. We dug up the cast. Here it sits all nice and dry. That's the bottom of it. That's the most important part, and we'll just naturally let the dirt and everything wear off on its own. So we'll get this home and study it more. Great find. We found some trackways and was even able to cast a footprint here in garbage. Keep on watching. We're going to keep on squatching.